Hello, I'm William Gallagher and this is 58 Keys Writing Workshop set of videos. I tell you I happen to write something, or in this case, how I happen to do something, which does involve writing. And then you in the comments, please disagree with me. Has to be this way. Writer to writer, having a chat. This time, how writers should use social media. One way to use social media is not. Okay, writers are famously not really keen on social media. I don't know what it is about us, because it is communicating, and it mostly communicating through writing. You think it would be natural to it. I know people expect us to be natural to it, and actually expectation is a thing. If you have an agent or you're working with a producer, a publisher, well, that they will expect you, they will want you, they may even tell you to create a social media profile. They want you to be big on social media, and they want it for all the very best reasons of getting the ultimate project more attention. Of course they do. They are right in every single way except one. I offer one. When someone tells you you need a social media presence, they tend to mean, if they're not writers and they don't have a presence themselves, they tend to mean that you should be on all social media platforms talking about your work all the time. That might be I've just realized that might be why writers have a problem with this, because we're not, most of us aren't automatically self-publicists really. But also it isn't true. It simply doesn't work. It's no one's job, right, to go on Facebook to see that you've written chapter 2 today or something while you had a croissant. Nobody is interested, nobody cares. And if that is all you write about it, well, you'll have a horrible time. Nobody will read it. Nothing will happen. It's all over. This is getting doom related. How about this? I just mentioned Facebook there, but of course there's Facebook, there's Twitter, whatever, Instagram, or the Twitter replacement things, Threads, that's the word I was trying to remember, Blue Sky, whatever. There are all sorts of these things. And if you're coming to it new and you don't use social media, it can be a bit blinding of which one to go with. And the answer is actually to forget that you're a writer, to forget that you are thinking about your writing and just try one to see whether you happen to like it. Now, you might not, but billions of people use social media, and that does not mean that billions of people are right, but it does mean that there is something in this that appeals to at least a lot of people, and you are people. There could be something there to appeal for you. Well, I think we don't realize, maybe until we're doing it a bit, is that these different social media platforms are very different, and also they change over time. I mean, right now, I particularly want to talk to you about this now, because the most apparent change is Twitter becoming X and things. I mean, Twitter had all sorts of things funny enough, you could spend quite a long time describing Twitter, and now the description for X is, isn't it really? I mean, do you want to go there? There are reasons to, there are reasons not to. It's changed dramatically, and you know it's because Elon Musk bought it and is problematic. But all social media changed. Well, actually, no, let me give you a better example involving Twitter from ages and ages and ages ago. I got into Twitter and I was so into it that when I'd be writing something and I had to pause to think about it, I might tweet. It said it was as bad as that. And then two things happened. One is I fell out with somebody on there really badly, somebody I liked enormously, and then we had a problem. But at the same time, I got my first book contract. And so I couldn't spend those hours on Twitter. I had to focus on the book. It took me about 3 months to write the book, something like that, at least the first draft, and submit to publisher. And in all that time, I kind of detoxed off Twitter. I came back a little bit tentatively, actually, and it was different. The whole platform, it seemed wrong to me. Instead of, when I first started, it was writers writing things. Now it's lots of GIFs and memes and stuff, and just more visual things, which is, I mean, fine, but the spirit had changed and gone. And I think at that time I kind of drifted towards Facebook, and then I drifted back, and then and what am I on now? I don't know. But I'm on bits and pieces of them, and I'm on bits and pieces of them because I enjoy it. I enjoy the communication. If you go on to enjoy it, well, it might not do any good for you, but you'll enjoy it. Okay. Something that I was taught that really helped me. Don't think I've got to go on all these social media. I've got to go on all of them, and I've got to go on and do it every time, every day, and all this stuff. Just pick one, play with it. Forget that you're on there to promote your writing. Just be you. Have a good time. Or if you don't, try another one. Fine. But then when you've found one, yes, you're going to use it to promote your writing, but don't think of it as that is the job here. Don't think of it as that is it forever. On here, it must promote. Think of it in campaigns. It was a marketing woman who told me this, and it's eye-opening for me. It's like, right, 6-month campaign. You're working on Instagram about your book, this project, fine. But you're only going to do it for 6 months, and after that, you'll look at it again, you'll consider again, you'll do something else. This is not a forever job. This is the next 6 months, a little bit of planning. Even that, I mean, I completely agree, and it is what I do now because of her, but even that feels a bit too marketing focused. It's a bit too deliberately talking about your writing to create a social media presence, when I offer that although internally you are thinking in 6 months or something like that, what you actually do is you don't talk about your writing quite as much as you might be expected to. I mean, I have a kind of rule. I have 2 rules on social media. Not even guidelines really, they're on my mind when I'm writing. And the one that applies first is this. For every 10 tweets, updates, whatever the platform calls it, I might let one of them be about my work and what I'm doing. I mean, at the moment that's changing slightly because of some automated things of each time there's a 58 Keys workshop, it gets posted on different things. But me, I'm on there chatting away for it usually. And 1 in 10, that doesn't seem bad to me at all. Like I say, it's nobody's job to come on to see when I have released a new book or something. But if I'm on there and I'm just talking, if I'm responding to other people, if I'm following threads and something, and hopefully being, if not funny or interesting, at least not annoying, then people will read you, and once they read you, they read more of you. And I mean, I recently met somebody that I would have considered a friend even before then, because I'd known him for so long on Twitter and then on Facebook and a bit of both. There was a point quite early on where if he'd brought a book out, I would have bought it, like to support my friend for it. Because he's funny, and he's a really good writer in every sense, but particularly on social media. I think he has the knack of just being concise and interesting and very funny for it. So I liked him, I kind of followed him, we became friends. We've now finally met after 10 or 12 years. And he's great in person, but the online stuff was already there. I was predisposed to like him, predisposed to buying his books or watching his plays in this case, because of how he wrote about everything else. How about this? I mentioned a rule there. I'll tell you the other one before it goes out of my head. If I write out something to post on social media, I will obviously read it before I hit post. If it makes me look like an idiot, then I post it. If it makes anyone else look like an idiot, then I don't. That seems fair. That works for me. So I have this issue, and I actually slightly hesitated there when I was saying about what I do and the fact that the 1 in 10 thing isn't quite the same now because of the automatic posting. The truth is, right now, I'm doing less social media than I used to, and there's definitely a case that I should be doing more. Publishers certainly think so. But speaking about publishers, speaking about producers and things, they want you to have a social media presence so that you are followed and you are known. What they just don't generally see is that you get followed and known for being you, and more from the fact that you have this book out on Tuesday. I have a friend who gets quite, neck muscly threatened about social media because she has a book comes out in hardback 1 year and it's in paperback a few months later. And what else do I talk about for the rest of the time? Anything you like. Actually, in her case, I think, I may have said this in a previous workshop, she's a romance writer, and that's golden. Yes, she writes romance, but she knows about romance stuff. All day, every day, she's in that world. She knows what books are coming out for it. She knows what she likes for it. She can talk with immense authority about romance. So she could actually just do that and people would follow her. I'd read her because of that stuff. But when she's trying to just plug herself, who cares, really? Sorry. Hope she's not watching this. One last thing about social media. I said right at the start, writers, I said habitually, but I think it's just like at least some writers have a big problem doing social media at all, doing promotion at all. If that is you, don't do it. Why put yourself through misery for it when there are other ways to do it? Your publisher will be on social media, your producer will be, and things. It's not as good, not the same, but it comes down to you need to be writing. The writing is the thing that matters the most. How you get the word out to people when there's so much else that they could be reading and watching. Yes, it's difficult. Yes, social media is a help. But actually, I can say this because you're a writer. This often comes up. I can say things to you that you might not be able to say to other people. You know how writing is more than the words on the page, right? Writing is the words you don't use, sure, it's the tone, the subtext, what you make the reader think. Some of that is uncontrollable. And if you go on social media and you spend 6 months slogging away, hating every minute of it, but pushing your books as much as you can, your readers, the people on that social media will just know that you're having a bad time. They might not consciously talk about it, might think of it, but the tone is there, they get it, and they walk away. So you put all that effort in, you spend months pummeling away at something you hate, and at the end of it, bugger all use to you at all. Whereas you find the social media platform that just happens to suit you for fun, not as a writer, but as a reader. You spend 6 months and every now and again you plug your book away. At the end of it, maybe nothing happens, but you had a good time doing it. And possibly too much time because you should have been off writing, but that might be another story. If you are a great social media fan, and actually you can tell me where to get back into it, well, you know what I'm going to say. Comments below. This is a type of social media. This is what it was meant for. Writer to writer, having a chat in the comments below. Be really grateful for your opinion on this. I mean, I know all YouTubers say that, but I'm not looking for social media platform engagement or view counts and things. I want us to talk, right? Writer to writer. Writing can be quite a lonely little job, can't it? And this is a way that we can ease that a little. So while I wait for you, in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Now take care of yourself, eh? Maybe commenting below would be a good thing for you, a cathartic thing for you. Yeah, all right, work with me on this one. Write more as well, because it is important. And I'll see you soon.